Guys, this is lesson 13, module 3, video 2, and here's a little visual that might help clear up the situation a little bit. In this one, the divisor is the size of the group, and in here, the divisor is the number of groups. Remember, the divisor is the second part of a division problem. It's the one doing the action. So how many halves are in 4? How many halves are in 4, right? So it's the size of the group. How many halves are in 4? There are 8. The group size is blue. The number of groups is in green. And here the divisor is the number of groups. 4 is 1/2 of what? So the number of groups is in green and the group size is in blue. So they're very similar, aren't they? Right? But they are saying two different things. So that's what we're learning about today. We're going to go ahead and go to number 1 in your book. Let me just pull up the slide for number 1. And there we go. Oh, right. So Lacey reads 12 pages of a book. This is 1/5 the number of pages in the book. How many pages are in Lacey's book? Okay, so always we ask, what can we draw to represent the problem so far? Can we draw a tape diagram that represents 12 pages? Okay, let's start there. Lacey reads 12 pages. So there we have a very small tape diagram that represents 12 pages. Make sure you are writing these things down as we go and stick in with us, right? Okay. Let's look at our next sentence. This is 1/5 the number of pages in the book. Okay, so what new information do we have? Now we know that 12 is 1/5 of the pages in the book. To help us show that 12 is 1/5 of the book, let's start a number line below our tape diagram. Okay, we've been using some number lines to go and help our tape diagrams sort of show the fractional parts. And I feel like our tape diagram is going to be a little bit longer, so I'll just put a little bit longer on there. And this would be 0, and this would be 1/5. All right, so far looking good. That's showing that 12 is 1/5 of the book. Can we draw anything else to represent this part of the problem? Yeah, so if you're thinking about if 12 is 1/5 of the book, well then let's draw the rest of the book. Yes? Okay, we know that we like to draw all of our fifths when we have a fractional part like this. So there's our 2/5 and our 3/5, 4/5, and 5/5, or 1 whole, right? There's our total book. And can we expand our tape diagram to match that? Well, sure we can. I don't know if I can. It's not always that easy. There we go. Not too bad. Not too bad. Okay. Just pretend that's all one tape diagram. Okay, good. Let's draw some parts in our tape diagram. There's 2/5, 3/5, 4/5. Okay, very good. Now we have all of our fifths to represent the pages of the book, and we have our 5 parts. Why do we draw 5 parts again? Because 1/5 represents 12 pages, what we already read, and what Lacey already read. And the question is, how many pages are in the whole book? Okay, nice. You see how it's coming together? Excellent. What is the unknown part of the problem? How can we show that on the tape diagram? So what we don't know is the number of pages in Lacey's book. And I just conveniently put it up to there, but you should always label your tape diagram. I'm just going to put a P for pages, and that is what we don't know, right? looking at our tape diagram, looking at our number line, can we draw any conclusions? Do you have any ideas about the number of pages in the whole book? Definitely more than 12, right? She definitely didn't read very much of the book yet. She only read 1/5 of the book. What expression can you use to help find the number of pages in Lacey's book? What about multiplication? We have 5 sections, so could we use 5 times 12? 5 times 12 could show the number of pages in Lacey's book, right? 5 groups of 12. That makes sense. And what is 5 times 12? That is 60. Very good. All right. And 60 represents the number of pages in the book. So, wow, we kind of have the answer here, don't we? All right. Does it make sense that the answer is greater than 12? Yes, because 12 is only 1/5. Now, we use the expression 5/12 to solve the problem, but that expression does not represent the problem. We can see that 5 is not in the problem, although our tape diagram helped us see that, right? Because we have 1/5 in the problem. Okay, so let's consider what 1/5 means. All right, sorry, just trying to get my timer set up here. We can see that 12 is 1/5 of some number we did not know. And we used 5 times 12 to find out that number was 60. So we can conclude that 12 is 1/5 of 60, right? So 12 is equal to 1/5 of 60. Yes, that is true. And 1/5 here represents the number of groups, and 60 represents the size of the group. So let's write a division equation to represent 12 equals 1/5 times 60. Because 60 was the unknown factor, what division equation could we write in which 60 represents the answer? So 12 divided by 1/5 equals 60. Does that work? Right? 1/5 is the number of groups, and 60 is the size of the groups. If you're struggling, it's okay. We're trying to look at things in a different way, and it'll come out. Just hold on, right? Okay, so we could ask ourselves that question that we looked at on the chart. 12 is 1/5 of what, right? 12 is 1/5 of what? Excellent job. Okay, thank you for your kind attention. I'm just checking my timer, and yet we're about time for our next video. So I'll see you there. Aloha.